Alright, so now I want to give you the example of what I mean by a controlled domain or range. So what is controlled domain or range? What are these? What do I mean by controlled domain? So I'm not very sure if they are correct mathematical terms or like actual terms that you can use. So let's put a quotation. It's controlled. It's controlled. So to explain this, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say we have a tunnel, and God knows why the tunnel is in the shape of a parabola. Just the tunnel just perfectly a parabola. So just nice. There is a down face parabola, not a very clean parabola. Yeah, perhaps not be so nitpicky about it. Okay. Then we have the line. So this will be naturally, it will be a function. So I didn't catch that, but this will be touching each other. Let's make sure it's touching. And then it's over here. So remember, whenever you are drawing all these graphs, make sure to add your origin, your y, and your x. Now let's say the question gives you a truck. So this would be the truck. Alright, not truck, but rather vehicles passing. So let's say in this tunnel, the max height a vehicle can pass, so the max height that a vehicle can pass is over here. So this, let me just use green. From here to here, this is the max height that a vehicle can pass. So now the question wants you to say what is the set of x values, or basically the set of lengths which the vehicles can have. So in this function, is trying to ask you what is this part, and this is what I mean by controlled domain. If you were to have just a parabola, you would say that, hey, this is going this way, this is going this way, so negative infinity and infinity, right? But in this case, that's not what it wants, but rather just the domain of this part here. So domains are not so fixed on just the entire length of the graph of the function. So over here, so let's call this let's call this part, this coordinate as let's call it A. So A is a positive integer. I mean, not a positive integer, just a positive number. Then this can be B, which is a negative. So instead, maybe B is actually positive, and then we'll just put negative there. So instead of positive, how about negative A? Yeah, that is so much easier. That's so much, because they're symmetrical, right? So negative A to A. So your domain would actually be x negative A less than or equals to x less than or equals to A. So that would be your domain. So this would mean that a vehicle, maybe be in this point to this point of this height, and that is a vehicle that is allowed to pass. Or perhaps it could be from this point to this point, going up to this length, and that's another vehicle that's possible to pass, and it just keeps on going as long as it is within these 4 points. So I hope now you understand what the controlled, with the quotations, means. Let's have a recap. What is a function? Functions are basically another expression of y. So just another way to express y, much better way, in fact. That this, remember, not algebra. Over here, this is an input, and over here, and this entire thing is an output. Domains are a set of x values, so x values, and ranges are a set of y values which can be expressed as such. And just to take your eyes to over here, so look at this thing over here, we can, instead of writing y, can change it to f of x. The last point to note, f of x is not restricted to just f of x. It can be g of x, h of t. Just a mix around whatever you're comfortable with or whatever the question asks. But f of x is generally the most used